Hi, and welcome back to Auto Time Barbecue. Today we're going to be making jet engine chicken wing. What I'm hoping for is that the hot air comes up through the middle of the vortex here, so it'll come up this way, roll around on the inside of the kettle, and we'll cook the chicken wings with a crisp skin and cook them really well, because I'm also going to use my Only Fire ceramic kit. So the air is going to come down and hit the ceramics, and then the ceramics are going to emanate from the bottom, and it's going to get heat from the top. So let's get the grill set up and let's start cooking our wings. Okay, so let's get our Weber kettle set up for our jet engine. So first off, I'm going to leave the top vent completely closed. And as you can see, I already have my ceramic inserts in there, and I already have the two-tier cooking system. And I'll provide links for both of these. But these ceramic inserts are going to be really nice because the vortex will sit in the middle, shoot air up, which will wrap around the inside of this of the top, and then heat up the ceramics down here. So let's get our vortex in there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to place it right in the middle, and then I'm going to fill it up with briquettes because I'm looking for even heat. And I'll put these. I'm going to fill it up pretty full. And then we're going to start the fire right there in the middle. So for this cook on the briquettes, I'm looking to get even heat. Then I'm going to put a piece of smoking wood on top, which will give us the flavor. And this is, I'm probably going to use cherry wood. And I'm probably going to put a piece or two and just going to put them right on top of the grates. The other cool thing about this multi-tier cooking system from Only Fire is that we can set it up however we want. So it has these two half racks that we can set up on this lower level, like so. Or if we really wanted to, we could put them both up here on the top level. On the top level. But I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to put them down on the lower level. And one last thing, we're not going to use it today because this would actually sit right on top of it. But this is a ceramic heat deflector that we can just put on there, and it's got two sides. So it can either be a half moon or a full moon. Okay, so we're going to get the charcoal lit, and since we're going to be doing this hot and heavy, we're going to use our grill gun. So we're going to give it a start. We're going to get the charcoal going as much as we can. Okay, and that's a good enough start. Okay, before we turn on our spider Venom, I'm going to put this on here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of get it close to the heat because I want it to be pretty accurate. Because I think we're going to crank it all the way up to max temp, and this will get it over a nice heat. Okay, so now let's get our spider Venom controller going, and we can go from there. Okay, in order to turn on our spider Venom, it's already plugged in, and I've already plugged in the pit temp. We're going to press the power on, and it came up with the grill temp of 106 degrees. So we're going to we got to make sure our draft door is closed, which we're going to do. Which that'll close our draft door. So now the Venom will be in complete control of the air. And we're going to go to full temp. So you can hear the Venom controller kicking in, and it's going to try and get it up to 550 degrees. Once it's at 550, then we're going to put on our wings and we'll start cooking. Okay, now that we have the temp going, the spider Venom's set at 550 and it's blowing and it's getting a nice good chunk of fire in there, we're going to close this sucker, and it says open the vent all the way. So we're going to let that run for a few minutes and let's see what happens. Okay, so the Venom controller brought it up to 500, and it's going between 530 and 500 because it'll get to 500, 550 and then stop and then go back to 530. But previously when I've done high temp cooks, this gets really hot, and it's kind of warm. But let's see what the temps are. So if we look up here at the top, so it's 540 right there, and then down here it's 335, 332, and here it's 429. So we are definitely getting some very high temps on the top, but it does fluctuate some. Yeah, so here down at this level it's 300, and up here it's in the 4s and 500s. 588, 580, 76, 69. And then let's see what that is. 563. That is, well, it says it's 108. Feels a little warm, but nothing too bad. Okay, so I think we're ready to put on our chicken wings. But first what we're gonna do is we're gonna give our grill grate, now that it's all heated up, we're gonna give it just a good wipe, just to kind of get any sort of grime that's on there off. Okay. And there, I think that's pretty clean. And then I'm gonna spray it, which that should be fun. And then today we're going to be making hula hula chicken wings. So just put these in hula hula sauce, which is basically a teriyaki sauce, and I'll let them sit overnight. So we're going to put them on kind of around the outside. So what I'm going to do is just put them around the outside and just not worrying about getting too much space on them. We're going to close this down and let them cook. I don't want them over the flame because we're going to cook them indirect, and they're going to also get cooked from the underside with the ceramics. I'm actually going to come around to this side to put these on over here. You can see that's a good flame in there. So we're gonna really keep an eye on these, because at these temps, like this could cook very quickly. And I want to make sure they don't get burned. Let's come back over here and see if we can find some space on this side. And the nice thing about having 22 inches on the Weber Kettle is you have plenty of space to put these in. Since we're going indirect with them, they don't need to be directly on top of the fire. They can be around it. And we got only 2 more, so I think we should be good here. Just put that one right there, and then there's our last one. And I think I'll just stick that right there. Okay, so all of our chicken's on there now, and I have my piece of wood. I will have to see how this goes. That fire's still kind of burning, so I'm going to put it right in the middle. And then we're going to close this back up, and we're going to set a timer for probably about 10 minutes to give this a check. So we'll check back in 10 minutes and see where we're at. Okay, these things have been cooking for a little over 10 minutes, and as you can see, the Spider Grill's controller is keeping it at 549, like right in the right target range. So let's check and see what they look like. And it's warm, but it's not like crazy hot. Okay, they actually look pretty good. Let's give them a little temp check. So they're at 150, so they're actually really close. But they look pretty good. And they have a nice skin on them. So I think I'm gonna let them run for about another 2 minutes, and then we'll pull them off, because I'm just gonna turn these around here. Let's check some of these ones over on this side over here. See what we're looking at. Okay, so those are in the 160s. Yeah, those are. I think a lot of these are done. It's just some of these ones here in the front that seem to be off. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these off. I'm going to check a couple of these and a couple more and just see. Okay, so it looks like the ones that are in the front here, they're not done. So I'm going to pull off these ones that are back here, because they all seem to be done. We're going to let them rest. I'm going to come around to the other side here, because that is really hot. Okay, so here we have the wings, and they took only about 12 minutes to cook at 600 degrees, or 550. And then I'm going to take this batch, and what we're going to do is we're going to put the lid back on, but we're going to put the vent on the other side. So the vent's over here, and before it was over here. I'm going to let those run for a few minutes before we take them off. Okay, we let those go for another couple of minutes. Let's check the temps, and then we can probably pull them off as well. Okay, and see, now they're perfectly done. Yep. Okay, great. So we're going to pull them all off. And there's a full pile of chicken wings that we cooked on the Vortex with our Spider Grills controller, and we're hitting a temp of 600, a little bit over 600 degrees. And these cooked in, let's say less than 15 minutes maybe. And let's give them a try and see how we did. Okay, so we're going to give these a test. So this is our jet engine chicken wings that we cooked at 600 degrees for, I'm going to say this side definitely less than 15 minutes. It seems where the vent is a little bit cooler than the other side, but not by much. So these were on for, probably 15 minutes, and this set was on for another, 16 minutes total. So less than 20 minutes we cooked a whole pile of them. So let's give them a try and let's see how they are. So I'm going to pick this one right here. And these have been sitting for a little bit. So let's see how it is. It's really good. The skin isn't quite as crisp as I would have liked, but it's still really tasty. And it's nice and moist on the inside and super well cooked. So that's a winner. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Give us a like and subscribe. It really helps. It makes a big difference. Thank you. See you later. Bye-bye.